present the article in context of use and timing of social comparison techniques in behavior change support, which is a literature review. And I co-authored with Minna Isomursu. This is my first article, so I would like to present who I am. I'm a PhD student in University of Oulu in Interact Group and early stage researcher in CHESS project, Connected Health Early Stage Researcher Support System, funded by European Union Horizon 2020. I have masters in human-computer interaction, and my general topic is health behavior change by visualizing the interaction between the data of an individual and that of many people. So, while I will start searching in the literature for this article, I saw that behavior change is not something that it's happening in one day. We want to change our behavior to live a healthier lifestyle, or to have a healthier lifestyle, or to be more ecological friendly, but it's difficult for us to change because it's a long process with different stages. On the other hand, we change our behavior almost automatically when it comes to when we are influenced by our environment and people. We change our behavior in order to fit in a group or in order to take the right decision. Moreover, social comparison theory says that if we compare ourselves with people similar to us, then we perceive ourselves better. So what I saw in the technology is that technology use behavior change to support, the opposite. Technology use social influence to support behavior change in many ways. One of them is from social platforms, like Facebook, setting feeds between the users. I started exercising yesterday, I ran that many kilometers yesterday, but this is not an efficient way to compare with each other. The comparison cannot be done that easily. There are applications that you can compare one user with another user, but in this case you cannot have a full image because it's only one person. And where I focused was when we compare one user with many. So I'm looking to this technology that presents the data of one user with many. And my question was, since behavior change is a process and we pass from different stages, is there any relation between these stages and the place that the technology is? So I focused my literature review to specific keywords that I had at the time, like behavior change, social influence, and so on. I found some articles, and then and more specific keywords. I use these keywords in combination with the keywords of the first search round to find more articles, and finally I look in the literature list of the articles to find more articles. And these articles that I was including, we were finding was articles from artifacts that they have been tested in the field, at least with a prototype. They included a feature that compare an individual with many people, and that they reported behavior change and how we measure behavior change. By using the theoretical model that supports that a person, when it is in the first stage of behavior change, doesn't have an intention to change, that if it is in the second stage of the behavior change, has an intention to change in the next 6 months. In the third stage, the person has an intention to change in the next month, probably had made some moves to change in the previous months, but this person failed. And then it's the fourth stage where the person changes to the new behavior for less than 6 months, and the fifth stage, the person person changes the behavior for more than 6 months but less than a year, and finally the person keeps the new behavior for more than a year. So this is how we divided the behavior change process. Then the place, the context of use was divided in 3 categories: public, used by everyone; semi-public, used by a group of people who know each other or have something in common, like in a working environment, or people who know each other in a living room of a place. The private context was when technology was used for only one, was targeting only one person, like the bubble that we are in when we are using the phone, and it's only for us to see. So the results were 12 articles and 11 IT artifacts. It was one artifact that it was described from 2 articles, and this is a table that you can find inside the review paper that I have, and now we will get inside it in stages. So in the first stages, they were the most the applications were placed in public places, and they were mainly there to promote awareness and trigger change. In the stages 3, 4, and 5, the technology is placed in semi-public and private places, and it's used to keep track. It's something like a diary of the behavior, of the new behavior, and motivate the people. And the 6th stage is where the technology is again used in semi-public and private places, but in this time it's mainly to keep track, reflect, and give immediate feedback. You can see that there is an asterisk in semi-public places. In the stages 1 and 2 it is there because if we think in the scenario that I have a small display over my fireplace in my living room, showing how much energy I consume in my house in comparison with the rest of the building, and I have a friend of mine coming in the house visiting me, and he asks me, "Oh, what is that?" And this is to preserve energy, and it helps me for this and this reason. In this case, this artifact promotes awareness. However, it's not designed for that. It is designed to be used in the house. So that's why there is with an asterisk there. So the next is the technologies in the articles used in the stages 1 and 2. They were mainly public displays, while in the later stages there were technologies like personal computers, cell phones, and domestic displays. 7 out of 11 artifacts examine the social influence, the social comparison. So 5 out of 7 showed positive influence to the behavioral change by using social comparison, and 2 out of 11 showed no influence at all with or without social comparison. So an interesting part was that from the 11 applications, only 3 was related to health behavior change. And they target stages 3, 4, 5, and 6, while the applications targeting to ecological behavior change were 6 out of 11, half of the applications, double the amount of the health-related applications, and they were targeting all the stages of behavior change. So, what I learned from what we want to pass out here is that in different stages in the behavioral change process, the user has different needs, and according to the literature, in the first 2 changes of behavior change, the technology is better to be placed in public places in order to promote awareness. In the rest, in the rest behavior change stages, the technology is better to be placed in semi-public or private places for the stages 3, 4, and 5 for tracking reasons and motivation, while for the behavior change stage 6 for sustainability. And for future work, I'm looking at the literature to see what kind of designs are needed in order to create this kind of application, what kind of visualizations, what kind of data do I want to show out to people. Another work that will be interesting will be to compare, to take some knowledge from the ecological field of behavior change and transfer it to the health behavior and change field, because it seems that the ecological field is more advanced at the moment. The rest future work is not that relevant to the article, but the idea is to learn how to design technology for health behavior change so it's more closer to the medical field, because right now there is a big gap between this field, technology and medical science. And another idea is to see behavior change and social comparison in a more general way, in a more holistic way, where you can include society and how society shapes this kind of technology and vice versa. So I'm always open to cooperations and to comments, so thank you for your time.